The storm rolled over the docks the moment she stepped off the ferry. Rain glazed the wooden planks, blurring the horizon into a wall of gray. To anyone watching, she was just another wanderer, a woman in a worn leather jacket, duffel bag slung across one shoulder, boots echoing against the slick boards. But her eyes betrayed something deeper. Eyes like that never drifted without purpose. She walked toward the naval checkpoint with the calm confidence of someone buying groceries. Except her destination wasn't a market, it was Naval Base Coronado, home of the U.S. Navy SEALs. Security noticed her immediately. A civilian approaching the gates was suspicious enough, but this one carried an aura that made men hesitate. "Ma'am, stop right there," the guard ordered, stepping forward. She didn't stop. Slowly, she reached into her jacket and pulled out a weathered military ID. "Lieutenant Alexandra Hail." The guard frowned. "This ID expired 3 years ago. You can't." Before he could finish, 2 MPs appeared behind her. One spoke into his earpiece, his expression hardening. "That's enough," said the taller MP, gripping her arm. "Ma'am, you're under arrest for impersonating a naval officer. You have the right to remain silent." She didn't fight back. If anything, she looked relieved. Fluorescent lights buzzed overhead in the interrogation room. The air reeked of bleach and cold concrete. Across from her sat Commander Briggs, a man who wore his skepticism like armor after 30 years in the Navy. "So, you're telling me you were a SEAL?" he asked, leaning forward. "Alexandra Hail, we've checked every record. There's no female on any SEAL roster during your claimed service years." Her hands were cuffed, but her voice was steady. "That's because those records are classified beyond your clearance." Briggs smirked. "How convenient." She didn't reply. Her eyes drifted to the one-way mirror. She knew someone was watching. "You know what's funny?" Briggs said. "We get fakes all the time. They read books, memorize the lingo, even get fake trident tattoos. But you haven't slipped once. Still, being convincing doesn't make it true." She stayed silent. The calm in her eyes began to unnerve him. Hours later, as MPs prepared to move her to federal custody, the door opened. An older man stepped inside. His presence filled the room, uniform immaculate, medals like history etched across his chest. "Admiral Robert Kane." The MPs straightened instantly. Briggs shot up from his chair. "At ease," Kane said, eyes locked on the woman. "Remove the cuffs." "Sir." Briggs started. "Do it." The cuffs clicked open. Kane circled the table, his gaze unflinching. "Roll up your left sleeve," he said. She did. Inked into her skin was a tattoo, not a standard SEAL trident, but a variant known only to a handful of people on Earth. A symbol reserved for a covert, one-time classified unit that officially didn't exist. Kane stared at it for a long moment before speaking. His voice was quiet, almost reverent. "That tattoo's authentic." Briggs blinked. "Sir, what are you saying?" "I'm saying she's not pretending. She is who she says she is. Her real story wasn't in the records. Years ago, she wasn't Alexandra, she was Alex, a 19-year-old from the rough edges of Detroit. She joined the Navy to escape a dead-end life and proved herself in ways no one expected. Her endurance, precision, and instincts caught the attention of people operating far above the official chain of command. That's how she entered Project Sentinel, an experimental black ops program designed to test the limits of human resilience and tactical performance. No medals, no files, no public acknowledgement, only missions buried so deep, even the government pretended they never happened. Then came the mission that destroyed everything, a deep cover extraction gone wrong. 2 teammates dead, 1 missing. Alex barely survived. When she woke up in a hospital, she was told her service had been terminated. Officially, she'd never existed. Kane dismissed Briggs and sat across from her. "I thought I'd never see you again," he said softly. "I wouldn't be here if I had a choice," she replied. "What happened?" "One of ours didn't die that night, Admiral. He was taken." Kane's eyes hardened. "That's impossible." "We confirmed." "No," she cut in. "You confirmed what they wanted you to believe. He's alive. I've been tracking the intel for a year. He's being held in hostile territory. And I can't do this alone." Kane rubbed his temples, the weight of her words sinking in. "Why now?" "Because the window to get him back is closing. If we don't move, he dies, and with him, secrets that could put every SEAL team at risk. Kane didn't need convincing. He had trusted her before with lives, and she had delivered. By nightfall, they were airborne over the Pacific. 3 trusted operatives joined them. No questions, no hesitation. Only weapons, gear, and loyalty. Alex moved among them like she never left, briefing routes, insertion points, extraction timing. The plan was clean. In by Halo jump, out in 20 minutes. But she knew better than anyone. No plan survives first contact. The jump went flawlessly. The jungle swallowed them whole. Moving like ghosts, they slipped past patrols until they reached the compound. Alex took point, disabling cameras, signaling the team forward. Every motion was instinct, every breath controlled. Then came the metallic click. A guard turned the corner. Alex moved faster than thought. Knife, throat, silence. The body dropped without a sound. Inside, they found him, Chief Petty Officer Mason Graves. Thinner, beaten, but alive. His eyes widened. Alex, no time, she said, cutting his restraints. Move. The extraction went sideways. Sirens blared. Floodlights pierced the night. Bullets rained. She took one to the shoulder but kept fighting, teeth gritted, leading her team toward the evac zone. When the helicopter finally lifted off, the compound below burned like a dying secret. Mason slumped beside her, breathing ragged. Didn't think you'd come. She looked at him, voice steady. You would have done the same. Back at Coronado, there was no debrief. No report, nothing to mark what had happened. Just silence, the kind that protects truth. At the docks, Kane found her once more. You could stay, he said. I could make it official this time. She smiled faintly. The world isn't ready for an official me. He handed her a small box. Inside was a real SEAL trident. Gold, heavy, earned. No paperwork, Kane said quietly. But this says what history never will. She closed the box, nodded once, and stepped onto the ferry. Rain began to fall again, soft and endless. She didn't mind. Some stories don't need headlines, only to be remembered by those who truly know. If this story moved you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Classified Courage.